What if I told you that a simple habit, so powerful that it could take you from rock bottom to the highest levels of success? A habit that requires no money, no special skills, just a small shift in mindset? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, what if I told you that some of the most successful people in history, from Oprah Winfrey to Elon Musk, swear by this single practice? But don't take my word for it. Let me tell you a story. A story about a man who lost everything, and yet, through one small but profound change, turned his life into something extraordinary. By the end of this video, you'll see why gratitude is the most underrated superpower in the world. And if you love mind-blowing stories that reveal the secrets of success, hit that subscribe button, because today, you're about to hear something that will change the way you see life forever. The night of despair. It was 3 a.m. A cold wind howled through the empty streets as John Daniels stood on the edge of a bridge, staring into the abyss below. His hands trembled, not from fear, but from exhaustion. An exhaustion that wasn't just physical, but mental, spiritual. 6 months ago, John had everything. A thriving business, a loving wife, 2 beautiful kids. And then it all vanished out of bad investment. A few wrong choices. A sudden market crash. Within weeks, his company collapsed, leaving him drowning in debt. His wife, unable to bear the stress, left with their children. Friends disappeared. He was alone. As he stood there, the weight of his failures pressing down on him, a single thought echoed in his mind. There's nothing left for me. But then, something strange happened. A whisper of gratitude. Just as he was about to take a step forward, a voice, soft but clear, whispered in his mind. It wasn't fear. It wasn't regret. It was gratitude. It made no sense. What could he possibly be grateful for a time like this? But the voice persisted, pulling long-forgotten memories to the surface. The first time he held his daughter's tiny hand. The way his wife smiled at him on their wedding day. The kindness of a stranger who once bought him a meal when he had nothing. For the first time in weeks, John took a deep breath. And then he stepped back. What followed wasn't an overnight miracle, but what John had just discovered, without even realizing it, was scientifically proven to change lives. The science of gratitude. Why it works. Gratitude isn't just some feel-good concept thrown around by the self-help gurus. It's backed by science. When you practice gratitude, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals responsible for happiness and motivation. But here's where it gets interesting. Studies show that people who practice gratitude daily are not only happier, but also healthier, more successful, and even live longer. A 2003 study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who kept a gratitude journal were 25% happier than those who didn't. Neuroscientists have discovered that gratitude literally rewires the brain, shifting focus from negative emotions to positive ones. In business, CEOs who practice gratitude consistently report higher productivity and better leadership skills. But John didn't know any of this yet. All he knew was that he had one decision to make. Focus on what he had lost, or focus on what he still had. The first step, a single habit. The next morning, John made a choice. He took out an old notebook and wrote down one thing he was grateful for. Just one. It felt ridiculous at first, but he forced himself to do it. Day 1, I'm grateful that I woke up today. Day 2, I'm grateful for the stranger who smiled at me. Day 3, I'm grateful for the warmth of the sun on my skin. Slowly, something shifted. Instead of waking up dreading the day, he woke up looking for things to appreciate. Instead of feeling like a failure, he started seeing opportunities. And then, something unbelievable happened. The turning point. One afternoon, as John sat in a coffee shop writing in his gratitude journal, a man nearby noticed. "Mind if I ask what you're writing?" the man said. John hesitated, but then explained his new gratitude practice. The man listened, intrigued. "That's interesting," he said. "You know, I run a small business. We need someone with that kind of mindset." Why don't you come in for an interview? John blinked. Was this real? The next day, he showed up, and just like that, he had a job that wasn't his dream job, but it was a start. And more importantly, it proved something: the world wasn't against him. He just needed to change his perspective. He'd come back. Over the next few months, John's life began to rebuild. Not instantly, not without struggle, but every day he practiced gratitude. He started networking. He found mentors. He took small risks, and slowly they paid off. Within a year, John wasn't just surviving. He was thriving. He started his own company again, this time with a new perspective. And the best part? He used gratitude as a core principle of his business. He trained his employees to focus on solutions rather than problems. He encouraged clients to celebrate small wins. He made gratitude a daily habit. The result? His company grew faster and stronger than before. Big reveal. Today, John Daniels is a successful entrepreneur. His story has been featured in major media outlets. He speaks at conferences. He mentors struggling individuals. But if you ask him what changed everything, he won't say luck. He won't say money. He'll say one thing: gratitude. Because gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a powerful tool that can pull you out of the darkest places and launch you towards success. And now, it's your turn. The challenge, your turn. Right now, take a second and comment one thing you're grateful for. Doesn't matter how small, just write it down. Because the moment you do, you'll start rewiring your brain for success. And if this story inspired you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you're subscribed. Because sometimes one story can change a life.